Friday night and I've just got back from the Christmas markets with a couple of very expensive drinks, and I thought I would do my 70 through to 61 countdown of my favourite albums of the last decade. So I'm just going to go straight in. I've returned to this angle because when I did it on Instagram, the other one kind of cut the top of my head off like that. Couldn't really see. Probably nobody noticed, but still. I did 100 through to 91, 90 through to 81, 80 through to 71, so this will be 70 through to 61. So number 70, the 70th best album, in my opinion, of the last 10 years is Shares Closer to the Truth. I didn't buy this one until a couple of years after it came out, and I got it for a tenner on lovely white vinyl from a shop in Chorley, which suddenly had a load of records dead cheap, and I'm like, ooh, I'll get that, I'll give it a listen. It's got some really good pop dance songs on it, and my favourite track off this one is My Love. I think it's great. You're not alone. Great, listen to it. Seems to be, I mean, a lot of the albums on this list are by female artists. I make no apologies for that. Next up, Kim Wilde, Here Come the Aliens, from last year. Really good rocky pop dance album with a hey, we're all gonna get killed by aliens, isn't pop music great vibe? And it is. My favourite track off this one is Yours Till the End. It wasn't a single or anything, I just think it's great. I saw her and her band play at the Lowry last year, and when they did Yours Till the End, I'm like, that is a great song. But there are other great songs in here as well, such as Candy Crush. Candy Crush is a great song. Terrible name for a song, but a great song. So 70, 69, 68. I don't know why this isn't out on vinyl. It should be. It's been on pre-order on Amazon for quite a while. KTB, On a Mission. I thought yesterday, do you know what I should say, from the 2000 but I can't remember off the top of my head what these are, and in order to read it I have to put my reading glasses on. 2011. Don't they look great? £1 from Poundland they were. Yeah, so the best track of this one is On a Mission. When we erupted into the room. And this one's an easy one for the year because it is this year, and it is my number 70, 69, 68, 67 album of the... Something is flickering up there, it's distracting me, I don't know what it is or why. R plus The Last Summer. R is Rollo and plus is Dido. Second Dido album of the year, and actually, in my opinion, better than Dido's own new solo album. It sounds like some of the Faithless stuff when they're kind of chilled out. He's done it again. I don't know what is going on. I might have to turn the TV off, it's quite distracting. And my favourite track of this one is, well, it's Together, but the first two tracks, I'm pointing at the back of it like you can see what I'm doing, Landing and Together kind of make one track, but I would say Together, really great, really nice, light dance music. 70, 69, 68, 67, 66. They're going to get troublesome as these get closer, as I get higher to the top. It's going to be a bit like, oh, what was Scratch Grass? So, you know, a bit of poetic license. Sophie Ellis Bextor, Make a Scene. If I go like that, does it look like Sophie's in the room? No, yeah, maybe. Great pop dance album. I'm going to say about almost all of these great pop dance album. And the best track off this, and there's a lot of great pop songs on this, but the best track on this is obviously Heartbreak Make Me a Dancer, because it's one of the greatest pop dance records of all time. And for some reason it's just called Heartbreak on the back of this. Lazy, couldn't afford the extra ink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping track of myself. 65. Not a pop dance album. Claire Maguire, Stranger Things Have Happened. So I was trying to find this record before, and in my collection it's pretty much in alphabetical order, but kind of in sections in alphabetical order. And I spent a long time looking for this album because I was looking for Claire Grant, which is a girl I went to school with over 20 years ago. Didn't even know her that well, but I was looking for Claire Grant. It's not Claire Grant, it's Claire Maguire, Stranger Things Have Happened. This album got ignored, and it shouldn't have been. It's really, really good. And I saw her perform it live at Night and Day, and she told a story about how she you know, they discovered her, thrown a load of money behind her, and then because she didn't perform as they wanted her to, they just dumped her off, and then she became a massive alcoholic, and she nearly drank herself to death, and then she didn't and made this album. That's if she ever wants anyone to write her life story for her, I'm here. It's not going to take long. I'm sure there's more to it than that. The best track off this is Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor off this album, if I were to make a list of my top 100 songs of the decade, Elizabeth Taylor would be in the top 20. It's a really great tune. 64, again from this year, we have Lizzo. Now, you all know Juice. You might not all know Juice, but Juice, what a tune. And if my head was working slightly better right now, I'd sing a little bit of Truth Hurts. Bam bam be-dam bam boo. That's as much as you're gonna get. Oh no, that's where I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. That's the best bit of the whole album, but the best track on this album is Juice. I really like Water Me as well. That's Water Me for anybody outside of the north of England. 63. Ooh, there's some big hitters here. There's some big hitters. I'm saying big hitters. You're not going to get an Ed Sheeran record quite clearly. You're not going to get Jessica Lange because I think she's fucking awful. I saw her live supporting the Spice Girls. Jesus Christ, you know what? You want to take some lessons, love. And now here's a real proper superstar, Janet Jackson, 63. Unbreakable is her last album. And if we go like this and go like this, same facial expression. No, I had my eyes open. I love this one. It's particularly good because I think you can probably listen to this album without hearing one of Janet's lyrics that makes you go, oh, don't say that. Oh. Because if you know Janet's albums, there's always a little bit of an album. There's one lyric that's something like on one of her albums that's, I think it's on Velvet Rope, I'm heavy like a first day period. I mean, true as it may be, I don't want to hear it in my pop songs. Best track off this for me is Night. I woke up in heaven in the morning. Great tune. 62. Don't Send Me Hate is Madonna's Rebel Heart. One of the best record covers of the decade, in my opinion. Who thought of that? It's brilliant. I doubt very much it's the same person who thought of the Madam X cover, because that's one of the worst album covers of the decade. But Rebel Heart, great album, and we're getting, I mean, what is it, 61? It really is something for how much I like this album and how it's at 61. No, 62, this is 62. That's fairly far down. But Rebel Heart is a great album. The most famous part of Rebel Heart, obviously, is when she fell down the stairs backwards at the Brit Awards. My favourite track off this is probably what was my least favourite track when I first heard it, because first time you hear Bitch I'm Madonna, you're like, oh! But then you kind of like, oh, that's quite good. We go harder, we go home, we get freaky all night. No, I'm not doing it, am I? We go harder, we go home, we go doing this all night long. We get freaky if you want, na 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 na. 61, Tegan and Sara, Heartthrob. This is beautiful. You know it's beautiful. I know you. When this came on, you all went, ah, that's a beautiful album. And I think for me, this is their best work. Spoilers: there's no more Tegan and Sara in this list. My favourite track off this one is Closer. All I wanna get is a little bit closer. Every single time I've wanted to go and see Tegan and Sara, they have announced a Manchester date on a date I was already seeing something else. So I've seen most of these people. I've never seen Tegan and Sara. Oh, I've not seen Lizzo. Seen the rest though. Not bad going. Right. I might order a curry.